In today's video, I wanted to do some tapping with you for the frustration of not being able to sleep. When you think about going to bed, how frustrated are you when you're laying in bed, unable to sleep? What's the frustration level for you? And we want to use tapping in order to help us release some of this frustration so that it doesn't get in the way of us falling asleep or staying asleep. I often ask clients or people in my Facebook group or in my free coaching calls, like, what are the 3 words that best describe your relationship with your sleep? And frustration shows up a lot. I even had one lady say frustration, frustration, frustration for all 3 words. So how can we use tapping? And I want to guide you in this video for you to start using it in order to release the frustration when it comes to your sleep or your lack of sleep. So stay to the end. Make sure you grab a pen, paper, maybe a glass of water, get comfortable, and let's do some tapping together while I guide you through it. So for those who don't know who I am, though, my name is Carol Richard. I am the founder of the Sleep Success Academy, where we help sleep-deprived individuals get the sleep that they want and deserve. And we do this by looking at their emotional well-being, their mindset, and their behaviors. And if you want some free resources, if you go to my website, so sleepsuccessacademy.com, there's actually a new free resource tab that you can look at. And so every time I do a free coaching call or a free presentation, and I open it up to the public, afterwards I put the recording on this tab. So just go check out if there's anything there that could help you on your journey to better sleep. So now let's talk about tapping. And how would you tap for the frustration of not sleeping? So for those who don't know what tapping is, just go through my videos. I have a tapping challenge that you can look at and follow it 6 days, and it will tell you all about tapping and how to use it for yourself in your everyday life with different techniques. But if you know what tapping is, so we're just going to start tapping on the side of the hand while we set this up, because we always want to find what is it that we're trying to change our energetic relationship to and use tapping for that. And today's video, we want to change the energetic relationship of this frustration that shows up for us when we think about our sleep, or when we think about the lack of sleep, or when we think about going to bed. So I'm giving you some options here because I want you to be able to tune into your own body and your own emotions to see, when you think about sleep, what part of your sleep frustrates you the most? Is it that you can't fall asleep? Is it that you're waking up? So write that down on your piece of paper, right? So frustrated because. That's a great question. I'm frustrated because, like, what is the reason behind the frustration? And once you know that, so for today's video, I'm going to say frustrated because I can't fall asleep. So then I'm going to want to rate that from 0 to a 10. And the rating is really just for us to know if we're making any change in the frustration level. So from 0 to 10, how frustrated are you that you can't fall asleep? Once you have that number down, we're just going to start tapping. So side of the hand, and we do the setup statement 3 times. So even though I'm so frustrated that I can't fall asleep, but right here, right now, I'm okay. And even though I am so frustrated that I can't fall asleep, I acknowledge that this is how I feel in this moment. And even though I feel all this frustration thinking about the fact that I can't sleep at night, right here, right now, I'm okay. But I feel all this frustration. All this frustration because I can't sleep at night. I feel all this frustration. All this frustration because I can't sleep at night. And I want you to start tuning into this frustration. How is it showing up for you? So just keep tapping and think about this frustration. Is it, like, for me, it's showing up as a tightness in my throat? Is it showing up in your body? Or is it showing up as like a movement you want to do, like, I'm just frustrated? When you think about not being able to sleep and the frustration, what's that image? Do you have an image that shows up? And for me, I'm going to keep tapping the next round with this tightness, tension in my throat is how I would describe it. Almost like a scream that wants to come out, but it's kind of stuck there. Okay. All right, so that's my next round. So even though frustration is showing up as a tightness, frustration in my throat. Right here, right now, I'm okay. Even though I feel all this frustration about not being able to sleep, it's showing up in my throat right now. It's almost like a scream that doesn't want to come out. I acknowledge that this is what's happening inside my body. Oh, I just had this kind of surge of like, oh, energy. And so I go with it. I let it out. It's not overwhelming me. So I just like, oh. So even though I am feeling all this frustration in my throat, it's moving up into my ears because I can't sleep at night. Right here, right now, I'm okay. It's frustration in my throat. Frustration moving up to my ears. I'm just naming what's actually happening inside of me, right? That's what I want you to do as well. These are my words. This is what's happening inside of me, but what's happening inside of you? The frustration in my throat. Moving up to my ears. It's like right inside my middle ear, like right in there. It's almost like a scream that wants out what that can't. All this frustration when I think about going to bed at night and not being able to sleep. Pretty. So it's always good between rounds of tapping to shake it out because we're moving energy in our body. Move it out, take a drink of water. Then what are you noticing? What changed? What stayed the same? What are you noticing? And so we started with the target that we're tapping on, what we want to change our relationship to was this frustration because I can't sleep. So does that still feel high? Whatever your number was, does it feel lower? Did it change? None of it is right or wrong here. It's we're working with energy within our body, within each our own system. So I want you to sit with that. Okay, this frustration, did it change? For me, I almost feel like it went up, but the frustration is about not being able to sleep. It's kind of shifted into another frustration, which I'll keep to myself for now because it doesn't really matter. And then I would then change my attention to still frustration, but about this. It's actually, I'll say it, it's because my husband snores. So the frustration that over the weekend, we were at the camper, we shared the same bed because usually we sleep in separate beds for that reason. But like he was snoring and so frustrated that I lost some sleep because of him, because he was snoring. Compassion towards him because he's my husband and I love him, but there is a frustration there that my sleep suffered because of his snoring. So that's where I would move my attention to and keep tapping. But I want you to notice what is it for you. And sometimes it does go up, sometimes it goes down, and sometimes it completely shifts. All of those options are good. And maybe this is when you change into talk and tap, right? And you just keep tapping the points and you're just talking to yourself about what the truth is. I'm frustrated because I lost sleep over the weekend because my husband was snoring. Oh, I just shifted some energy saying that, because a burp is actually a way for our body to release energy. And just acknowledging that, my frustration level dropped a few points. So I'm just going to keep tapping. So I will get off camera and work on that. And so what I want you to play with at tapping through this frustration, just write a list. I'm frustrated. Having your piece of paper, I'm frustrated because. And so you can use one hand and tap frustrated because, and write because I can't sleep at night. I'm frustrated because my husband snore. I'm frustrated because I can't shut my brain off. I'm frustrated because, and tap the points with one hand, write with the other, and then looking at what you wrote, letting it all out, which one is stronger, and then doing, even though I'm frustrated because I didn't get any sleep because my husband was snoring, and then doing the points. So I hope this was clear. Every person that taps is different. We all have a different way of moving this energy. And in the Better Sleep community, we're actually this month, which is month 2, we're looking at the 5 channels of expression. So how we express this energy out of our body by our emotions, by our body sensations, by our minds, so our thoughts and belief, by imagery, what does it look like as an image, and by our behaviors. So knowing that we can do tapping, looking at all 5 channels of expression, really helps us to release quicker once we have this process in place. And so if you want to know more, you can book a consult call with me, an optimal sleep assessment. I can tell you more about the program, or you can go and check it out for yourself on the sleep support page, and you'll see where you can find the details of the Better Sleep community. But this is where we really learn how to use tapping specifically to release a certain emotion or a certain belief or a certain body sensation that shows up. So I hope this was helpful for you. Let me know in the comment below how you managed. Did your frustration go from, say, a 10 to a 2, or even a 10 to an 8? You know, that's 2 points. That's pretty good. And I look forward to your comments, and I look forward to supporting you on your journey to better sleep.